Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Europe and start our main event of the evening. I'm ready for it. Hey, wait, I was already in Europe. Wait, was I on the wrong server? I don't know what happened. Let me go ahead and double check this. But I think Drogo and Goblin should be more than ready to go. I'm sure that they were watching the previous series. I'm happy that we had a long series because obviously the first two were very, very quick. And that is not what we aimed for. But this was a nice one. Goblin is here. I don't see Drogo. Yeah. Ready when you are. Some PvPs, guys. Main event. I picked the maps. Oh my goodness, what is happening here? I picked the maps. Preferably no ramp. What is it? I don't even know how to host. Now I have to host with the new patch. I'm questionable in hosting with the new maps. Let's go Neo Humanity first. You guys can host. So these two guys are good mates in this day and age, guys. Goblin and Drogo, they get along well. Once upon a time, there was a bit of feistiness. And we have to go back, I don't know, to WCS 2018 or 2019. It was the best run that Goblin has ever had in his career. He finished top 8 back then at a big WCS event. And in the round of 16, Indy is going to host, our Polish caster. In the round of 16, Goblin and Drogo went up against each other. Drogo was definitely the favorite back then. But Goblin had a lot of cheeky builds in that tournament, including the Marjorie build in PvZ. But also in PvP, he did a lot of Void Ray all-ins, like Void Ray Adept all-in and that kind of stuff. And Goblin got the best of Drogo. And let's just say that Drogo was not very happy with Goblin at that point. He wished him good luck in the next round, but I will leave the details for you guys to figure it out. But yeah, I just thought it would be fun to see the rematch of Drogo and Goblin many years later. Even though Drogo is not playing all that much in this day and age, I spoke to him a bit about the Big Brain Bouts at Homesteader Cup. And Drogo said, he's like, man, I love what you did with the Big Brain Bouts. He's like, it's a good idea to have evenly matched matchups rather than just another random tournament. He's like, it's really smart. I was like, thanks. I was like, you want to play? He's like, oh, I'm not that good right now. I was like, come on, Drogo. You're a legend of the European scene. There's always room for some Drogo. And it took a couple weeks because he had some other things to attend to. But this Friday worked for him. And I kind of wanted to do Drogo against Thermal. I thought that would be a very fun match. Unfortunately, I couldn't make that happen. So then I had to find somebody else. And I was like, you know what? Let's go for that rematch of WCS Kiev many years ago. When back then, they were a bit feisty with one another. But at this point, they are League of Legends buddies. And apparently playing 2v2 League of Legends. But it's still the main event of the evening. $200 on the line. $150 for the winner. $50 for the loser. Let's enjoy this PvP.
Let's get it on.
Wait, I have no... do I have a poll? Yes, I have a poll.
Round 1. Fight.
In the top left side, we're looking at the main base of the man that represented us for a couple years. It took a little longer than it was supposed to. Eventually, he did move on to a different team. Now he's representing Heroes. Our Croatian Protoss, it's Goblin. In the bottom right side, we're looking at the main base of that legend of the European scene. And something that some people forget, but don't forget, he is a DreamHack StarCraft 2 champion. And that is something you can always be very proud of. Now, did he do it with adepts two-shotting SCVs and Marines? Yes. But we don't take that away from him. He still won. As Vin Diesel said, it doesn't matter if we win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. The WCS Leipzig 2016 DreamHack champion, PtitDrogo. Neo Humanity. PvP. And high ground gateways, guys. High ground gateways to kick off the main event of the night. 39 minutes behind schedule. Who could have thought that after the trio and the trio? It does not matter if your adepts two-shot everything or not. Winning a tournament is winning a tournament, guys. Now, we had a very long PvZ in the previous series. There's no guarantee that this PvP is going to go that long. Even though these two guys are friends with $150 on the line for a single best of 5, they'll go all out, and they are willing to go dirty. The way that we know Protoss players like to get dirty in PvP. 3-gate robos definitely on the menu. Straight up 3-gates are on the menu. And it is going to be a straight up 3-gate here in game 1. Goblin might actually be a sweetheart and be like, you know what, poor Roddy, I'm going to try to macro in the first game. Then he might get all in and he's like, alright, I'm done with it. And then he's going to be dirty too. This is going to be fun, guys. Even if it's not like the same level as like a Reynor against Gabe or a Reynor Clem as we've had a few times in the main event. I think we'll have fun with this one. There's a lot of mind games obviously in PvP. There's a lot of builds that just hit hard and hit quick. Goblin has scouted a little bit. Doesn't know a whole lot. Decided to go 2-gate, low ground pylon into Stargate. Might find that proxy gateway and he's gonna smile, I think, a little bit, because he could already be in a bit of trouble. This is not a fight you want to take, actually, if you're Goblin, because it's trick. Okay, he does get the scout off, but you cannot expand right now. Okay, micro so far. Good on the side of our Croatian Protoss. Still goes for the Oracle. Do we have a battery? No. Will we get a battery? Yes. Was really fun, by the way, right, guys, in the previous series to have Trigger co-casting. Nice one-shot, one-kill there by Gobbes, but I think Trigger did an awesome job. It was a lot of fun. So Goblin draws first blood, gets a Stalker kill. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I am definitely down in the future to do some more co-casting with Biomolv or Trigger whenever they want to. Obviously, the Big Brain Bouts is about, you know, giving the community feel, giving a lot of players an opportunity, and just make the Friday night a fun night of StarCraft 2 games where everybody's having a good time. Guys, Drogo is already transitioning. He says, alright, if you're not expanding, there is nothing for me to accomplish there. You've got a high ground battery. He warps in 3 sentries, and he's going to take it from there. Oracle activates Pulsar Beam, gets 1 kill. Rico Goblin tries to fight a Stalker. Ambitious. What's happening over here? Seems like we dropped the force field. What did Goblin lose? Whoa. Okay, Goblin has now lost 3 Stalkers, guys. That is actually a lot. And now Goblin is taking a Nexus at the 10 o'clock position. No, that's not how you read a clock, Kevin. At 3 or 4 o'clock? Guys, what is this? Hello? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? 5 minutes into Neo-Humanity. Why is there a Nexus above the main base of Drogo? I have no idea what this is. Goblin now has 2 Oracles, and 2 Oracles can still kill a couple of probes despite the fact there is a battery, but Drogo still had his Stalkers there, and Goblin actually goes for a Void Ray. Well, that's the unit that caused some pain back then in Kiev. I can, you know what, guys? Since so many years have passed, and we're all friends now, I think I can share the spicy line that Drogo had many years ago. I hope Drogo will forgive me for this, as 1 Oracle of Goblin did die there, but after Goblin defeated Drogo in WCS Kiev, round of 16, Goblin went over to shake Drogo's hand, and Drogo said, enjoy getting 3-0'd by Reynor in the next round. Goblin got 3-0'd by Reynor. But they're friends now, guys. It's okay. It's all gone and forgiven. Enough time has gone by. Yeah, it's okay. They're buddies. They're playing League together. I hope that Drogo will forgive me. It was a little spicy, yeah, but hey. I mean, these guys, they pour their heart and soul into these tournaments. And if you get eliminated by a couple of one-base all-ins, it's okay if emotions get the best of you. Stalker battle, guys. This is a very wild fight. As a bunch of forces go down, the Void Ray gets picked off there. I mean, that's actually a lovely little pickup for Drogo, but this game is just going to be very weird because they hit and expand. Both of these guys just throwing the kitchen sink at one another. You don't often see... what is it? Now Immortal has been rallied all the way to the other side of the map. Drogo kind of wins this fight, but obviously there's still that Nexus to worry about. In Drogo's mind right now, this is probably a win, right? This game is over. Because if this is normally 2 base against 1 base, and this is the fight that just took place, this game is over. But we know it's not over because of the hidden base. No, the Oracle! You cannot do that, Goblin. You cannot lead the Stalkers into chasing that Oracle. Blink is 75, 80% done. I think I like it for Goblin here, guys. I think I like it for Goblin because it's for Drogo. He's probably going to scout the base soon, though. And I think that's going to be the game-deciding moment. Drogo is going to find his base soon. And that is the game. I don't know if he saw it yet. I don't think he saw it yet. He's checking. Like, at this point, Drogo, obviously an experienced player, is like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, it's too good to be true. 2 base against 1. I won a fight on your side of the map. It can't be that easy, right? Can it ever be that easy in high-level PvP? And you know it's not, but you start believing it at one point. You're like, I guess I just played really good. I guess I just played really good over here. I mean, he's going up to 3 bases now, which I think would be a crazy decision if you think your opponent is 1 basing. Man, this is wild, guys. Goblin has a fully saturated base above Drogo's main. Goblin now at this point is not worried about it being revealed anymore because he feels that his army is going to be powerful enough. Drops a revelation, snipes the observer there too, by the way, that's big. And Drogo is living his best Euro trip life, guys. Scotty didn't know, and Drogo doesn't know that Goblin does it at his 4th base every Sunday. Stalkers are going to trade with a couple of other Stalkers. Goblin even has charged more than halfway finishes him up. I have no idea what this is. But this is a game and a half, guys. They're battling right now. I mean, Drogo has to know something is up. And he's like, man, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, don't tell Drogo, guys. Whatever you do, don't tell Drogo. Drogo is now going to attack the quote-unquote natural of Goblin, if we can call it that. 39 arms supply, 45 against 48 workers. It is like as close as it could possibly be. Yeah. I think Drogo kind of knows, but I think at this point he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and try to end the game. I can imagine a world where Drogo thinks that this is the first base, but maybe it is. Now Zealots are going to storm in. Zealots can be good, but I love the Adepts, by the way, guys. The Adepts are super useful here. Even without Resonating Glaive Adepts, the Adepts are going to be great against Zealots, and Big Daddy Immortal will always be fine against Stalkers. I think we have a Stasis Trap. Yes, we have a tiny Stasis Trap. Everything is tiny compared to Nina's Stasis Trap in the main base. Goblin is going to work on his own +1, though. Obviously, Drogo already has that one finished up. Drogo. Are we ever gonna check? You have to know that it can't be this good. This is you see, oh yeah, he saw it. Drogo long distance mining and is with long distance mining and immediately recalls the army. Now Goblin knows it, Drogo knows. So he is going to blink forward, sniper unit. Can Drogo save some of... Or no, Goblin, you have to cancel this. It's too late. Okay, Goblin is going to try to save this base. Well, this is it, guys. We've been waiting for it. Maybe an overcharge. It's actually pretty good on probes, too. Immortal is exposed, by the way. Immortal is overcharge. He overcharges now. Drogo needs to take out this battery, and he does. And Goblin just lost a lot of probes. Can he win the fight? I think he can. I think he is. But can he? He has a lot of money in the bank, by the way, too. Man, this is crazy. I think Drogo has just warped into Adepts on the other side of the map. Then I'm going to kill a couple probes as well. Can Goblin now blink forward and snipe the battery of Drogo? What an awesome first game. This is really funny. It's very unique. Every second that goes by right now is fantastic for Drogo. Every second that goes by is so good for him. With all the probes that he has killed. He's got a lot of money in the bank. If Goblin wants to win this game, it needs to happen right here, right now. There's no other way around it. After losing 28 probes, he needs to win the game with this attack or the following attack. There's a Warp Prism in the main base too that I think is going to warp in the depth. But Drogo needs to focus on surviving, I think. Drogo, if you survive, you're okay, mate. You don't need to worry about dealing more economic damage. You've already done that. Surviving is all that matters here for the Frenchman, but Goblin Stalker micro is good, and that's 26 Stalkers against 13. I think Goblin can do this. But he needs to do it right here, right now. Like, he needs to go, no, don't warp in stuff. There are a couple Stalkers at home, apparently, dealing with a Prism. Goblin needs to find a big victory. Otherwise, Drogo's too far ahead economically. Superior concave by Goblin, who's got far superior numbers. He kind of lets go of the concave. Big Daddy Immortal is here, but can Big Daddy Immortal make up for the 14 Stalker deficit? Well, with an overcharge, maybe. Goblin also overcharges, just so he can make sure that his Stalkers are full on HP, or full on shields, rather. The Stalkers that were defending against the Prism are gonna show up as well. Officially, we can say...
Reinforcements have arrived.
And this is it, right here, right now. Do we have Coco's second overcharge available yet? Not yet, it's on cooldown. Wait, it's been nerfed. But there's still a second overcharge, right? Can we all agree that there's still a second overcharge? 25 Stalkers, Goblin goes for the Immortal, gets the Immortal. He does take a lot of damage. 20 Stalkers against a 13 worker count. Getting a bit closer, but still heavily in favor of Drogo. There's a little sentry in the mix now that could pop a Guardian Shield, and that could have a lot of potential. If enough time goes by, obviously Drogo can warp in more and more units. Goblin's micro is good though. He's very good at this stuff. Guys, what a first game. What a first game between these two. Drogo again warps in the depths. I think it's too early for that. I think you need to focus on surviving, because I think Goblin is going to try to punish you. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. A bunch of slow zealots. Okay, overcharge number 2. Coco is still around, guys. I think we're all very happy that Coco's second overcharge is still a thing. What is this? 2 adepts defensively. No! Wrong neighborhood. Alright. Well, now Goblin is absolutely going to send it. 29 Stalkers against 18. Oh, Goblin. What are we doing? Still going to try right now, but it takes so long to clean this up. He's got his own 2 adepts, and I'm going to try to shade into the natural or something. I don't even know what this is all about. Oh. I think Goblin had the numbers. I know he was low on HP. I think he had the numbers before. Now I don't know if he has the numbers anymore. I think he gave up the superior concave at one point when he had double the stock account. I don't think Drogo should ever do that. Like, don't fight in range of Goblin's overcharge. There's no need for it. He has done a tremendous amount of economic damage in this game. Okay, hello? Guys? 2 adepts of Goblin make it into the main base. Kill a couple workers. Cancel the shade. Drogo split up a lot of units. Will Goblin send it on the Immortal? That's the big question. +2 is almost done, by the way. That's a big deal. I feel that I think you have to go, Goblin. I think it's too late now. I don't know. These 2 adepts, by the way, still going strong. Getting a couple of additional kills. I think it's too much damage, but Goblin's army supply is still slightly favoring in this game. Not by a whole lot. 16-minute bizarre PvP. 26 probes against 44. 39 blink stalkers against 31 right now. But +2 is done, guys. +2 is big, and that 1 Immortal is big. Oh, man. What a game. What a game between our Croatian Protoss and our French Protoss. Here on the Friday night. BASILISK Big Brain Bouts, number 14. Few more slow zealots have been warped in just to soak up some shots. You know they're not going to do a whole lot, but they soak up the Stalker volleys, allow your own Stalkers to fire. And Drogo obviously knows that economically, he's doing good in this game. The graph for the last 5 minutes has pretty much all been Drogo. Natural is indeed running a little dry, but still decent amount of money left. Drogo splits off a couple Stalkers just to get a few worker kills. You guys want to play the probe guessing game? Well, we'll do it after a fight. It's not the right time for a probe guessing game. But the question is, how many probes have died? At the 17-minute mark. Okay? At minute 17, how many workers have fallen? Give me your best guess. You might win us up. In total, yes, in total. Both players combined. How many probes have fallen in total? I think it's a lot, guys. I think my official guess, 77. 50, 20, it's 70. 70 is the winning answer. Jar of Peanuts, I believe that your submission was legit. You nailed it, mate. The Jar of Peanuts, guys. Not penis, but peanuts. Omni Skeptic as well. Yeah, you got it too. Good job. 2 winners. Drogo has split off a bunch of stalkers, as he has now gone up to this base as well on the bottom side of the map. Will Goblin now go for... Oh my god, that's so much blue, guys. That is so much blue. 17 probes and a dream for the man from Croatia, but he needs to kill that overcharge. He does kill the overcharge. That is a lot of blue. 17 probes and a dream, and I think this dream is going to become a reality because Goblin has great Blink Stalker micro in battles like this. He's down to 6 workers. He needs to win the game with this army, but I think he's going to do it. This is an absolutely ridiculous 18-minute PvP. Goblin down to his main and the base above Drogo's main base. Drogo has used a recall. 43 army supply against 62. Still a bit of economy on the side of Drogo. Do we have a second overcharge? Goblin knows that he needs to send it. Like, he's so broke right now. Working on the simulator is pointless. 6 probes and a drink. Can he go into the main base? He has... No observer. He needs to do it. He's waiting, I think, for the shields to regenerate on a lot of his stalkers. Goes for a bit of a forward blink there. He's bleeding out units. 29 units against 19 in stalkers, that is. Every second that goes by is so good for Drogo, guys. This base running. Natural still running. Hello, Super King. Thank you so much for the prime. Final work is going down now to the Zealot run by. I mean, Goblin could not be more all in if he tried, but he's waiting. He's losing too much. He is losing too much. For a second there, I thought he had it, guys. I thought that the 17 probe dream was going to become a reality. But I think it's still Drogo now. It is still Drogo. 19 minutes and 6 seconds. Drogo takes the 1-0 lead in the main event of the evening. Good game, no, guys. Honestly, that was a very, very, very fun game, I think. Let's go. Proper clown fiesta. Hells yeah. Proper clown fiesta, but a super fun game. Let's go ahead and get ready for game 2. Yeah, super. Drogo is whispering me. He says, "I hope you're happy, you prick. A 5-minute win turning into this. Ay. I'm happy, Drogo. I'm happy. All right. I picked map 1, and I can pick map 2 as well. Yeah. Lino is awake. Yes, Lino was enjoying that. What do we pick, guys? What do we pick? I mean, I could pick altitude. Chat, you want to help me out real quick? We are in charge of picking the maps. What map do we pick? We could pick Babylon, Royal Blood, altitude. You guys can help me out. Grass one, Dragon Skill. The huge one is altitude. You guys are all over the place. Okay, you guys are not of any help right now. Okay, we're going altitude. Altitude it is. I'm afraid though for altitude because there's a lot of proxies, but let's see how it plays out. I think that both Goblin and Drogo probably have very little experience on altitude. So, we went altitude. Thank you to Haza Boy for the 7 months. And obviously, guys, when I was still talking to Trigger, we had Basilisk not just making this event possible, but also gifting us 20 subs. So that's super awesome. The Basilisk Research Group, guys. Rod is going to be a champion. Goblin says, wait, that was a 20-minute game? WTF? Yes, it was, mate. Probably felt like a short game because it was non-stop battling. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really awesome. Yeah, we can go Asian Sister next. I like that. That's actually a good suggestion. So there's a lot of banter, guys. As I said, you know, once upon a time it got a bit spicy between these two, but right now they are good mates. They hosted the wrong map, but they're both in spirits. You know, Drogo probably did not expect to be the main event, but I was like, no, mate, like you deserve it. You've done so much for this scene. You've been around for so long. And I just thought that Goblin would be a good opponent for him. Because of the history, but also because of the fact that they're friends right now. So makes me happy. Wait, yes, okay. Indy, by the way, said that he also would have gone for altitude, so I'm not the only one who goes for altitude. Now, this has been a great Friday, I think. Very happy. Obviously, we started off with 2-3 zeros, and that's never what I aim for. But yeah, these things, I can't always control it. I do my best every single Friday to avoid the 3 zeros, but every now and then I lose. But I think the Rattata versus Nina series absolutely made up for it. And I think this first game of the main event was really freaking awesome too. So
Game paused.
I already feel like a winner. We load into the game, and Drogo pauses immediately. Keyboard problem by the looks of it. I think he needs a DOS Professional 6. Take notes, Upper 3 Zelda. Roddy, what is your prediction for Moreno versus Figueiredo 4? That is something that my man Lino, who's on the right of me, he's very pumped for that one. So, I don't know what's happening here. Alt. There seems to be a tiny issue. The man needs a DOS keyboard. I think Brandon Moreno wins. I feel like he's young, he's feisty, he's got spirit. He works hard. I'm feeling Brandon Moreno.
Game resumed.
Hello, Taxera. So I'm a big MMA fan, but I actually don't know too much about Hill. I'm sure that I've seen him fight once or twice, but I'm an ultra pleb and casual in this regard. I'm not that familiar with him. I love Glover. I think he's a very sweet old man, but I'm kind of afraid that I think he's too old. So I would just go with Hill based on the fact that he's young and hungry, and I think Glover is old. But if Glover wins, I'll be very happy because that seems to be legitimately one of the best people in the UFC. Like, he legitimately seems to be one of the nicest people in the UFC. All right, round 2.
Round 2. Fight!
In the top right side, we are looking at the main base of our Croatian Protoss. He is currently the reigning, defending, undisputed 1 versus 10 AI insane champion of the world. Let that sink in, guys. This is a Croatian Protoss representing Platinum Heroes, Goblin. In the bottom left side, we're looking at the main base of the man who said, "I hope you're happy, you prick. That should have been a 5-minute game, and instead it was that." I'm happy, mate. I'm happy. The French legend, the DreamHack champion of 2016, PtitDrogo. How about John Jones versus Gain? I'm super hyped for that. I'm definitely very hyped for the return of John Jones. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I actually kind of think that Zero Gone is going to win. Gone. I think Gone is going to win, but I'm super hyped for it, and I can't wait for that one. That's a big fight. So the guy said they did not want any maps with ramps. Once more, by the way, to prove to you guys that it's not just me. I know not all of you guys watch me play a lot of games in this day and age, because I've been doing it for 11 or 12 years straight. So I understand it's not for all of you. But I'm not the only hater of the PvP maps with ramps. I was watching Hearthstone stream the other day. He was very vocal about it. And these two guys also said, do not give any maps with ramps. I'm not alone in this, guys. It's frustrating to play these games. But both players have embraced the 1-gate fast expand meta by the looks of it. And they both go for a very quick Stargate. So this has Phoenix versus Phoenix written all over it. What is bad about PvP ramps? So the main reason what that makes it bad is that this style that we see here is the superior style. And if you both play 1-gate fast expand, it basically forces you to go Stargate. You can play without a Stargate, but then you're going to be behind. Going straight into Twilight Council is just worse than going Oracle Twilight. But if you go Stargate, then it turns into a bit of a guessing game, right? Is it Stargate? Is it Oracle, Phoenix, Phoenix? And if it is Phoenix against Phoenix, it turns into really weird games where you assume the Phoenix battle continues, but if you scout and you fly to the other side of the map and your opponent has more Phoenix, you lose the game. So you lose the game because you scout. But if you go all out defensive, double Stargate, Fleet Beacon, Phoenix, and your opponent goes DTs, you also lose. So these games are just frustrating for a lot of people. Unless your name is MaxPax and your brain is the size of a watermelon and you always have the right analysis of everything that's going on. But there can only be one MaxPax, so for everybody else it's very frustrating. Is it true you get commissioned for every Phoenix versus Phoenix game? No, and I don't even love them all that much, to be honest. I did enjoy the occasional MaxPax ShoWTime best of 5 where with a lot of Stargate play, but Phoenix against Phoenix can be very annoying to cast, to watch, to play, all of it. I'm a Phoenix lover, but because I'm a lover, I don't want to see Phoenixes duke it out with more Phoenixes, you know? That's not what lovers do. Drogo is also not about that Phoenix versus Phoenix life, so he's just going to go ahead and go into a Twilight Council as quickly as possible. Goblin had a later expand. This can already be very bad for Drogo, guys. No battery. No battery in the natural is bad news. Because we can lift these Stalkers, and then it's going to be a field day start. The Phoenixes can also just go for the Oracle. Drogo is in so much trouble. Well, so much for altitude, guys. So much for altitude. And so much for playing nice. This is why a lot of people hate Rams in PvP. Like, this would not have happened if they both embraced the Phoenix battle, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, we're all tied up. No 3-0 at least, so we got that going. Fine. Drogo said I'm skipping Warp Gate like a boss. I didn't even really realize that, but yeah, no, I think no battery, you're always in trouble there. Let's go ahead and Royal Blood then? Royal Blood. Let's just go. No, Ancient Sisterin. That's the green map without a ramp. What about a Hearthstone esports news compared previous decisions like StarCraft to Heroes of the Storm? I saw a couple tweets about it, mate, but I don't follow Hearthstone esports at all. So I have no idea what was decided, what was announced today. I know nothing. But I know it's bad news for Hearthstone esports. Also not too interested in talking about it because I know nothing about the state of that scene. I know nothing about the viewing numbers. I know nothing about the competitors. So it's very pointless for me to talk out of my ass about something I know nothing about. And sure, somebody very clever right now is going to be like, don't you do that every time you cast StarCraft 2, Roddy? No. Fuck you. I don't. I'm an expert, okay? Let's go ahead and hop into game 3.
Round 3. Fight.
In the top right side of Ancient Sisterin, we are looking at the main base of our Frenchman, the legend, the DreamHack champ of 2016, representing Altar, PtitDrogo. In the bottom left side, we're looking at the main base of the man who got a little dirty there on the biggest map in the pool, Altitude. He said, if you don't want to embrace the Phoenix Wars, I'll bring them to you. Ran into the natural, no battery is what he needed to see and what he wanted to see. And he saw it. Tying things up, representing Platinum Heroes, playing a lot against the AIs at the moment. He is winning the $500 pick challenge. This is Goblin. This is also a big map, but Altitude is bigger. It's honestly bigger. Thank you to SC2BM as well for the Prime. You guys have been so awesome to me in the month of January. Obviously, Daniel has been crazy. We have Andre, we have Ryan, we have Basilisk, but so many of you individuals out there too. It means the world to me. Thank you guys. We've been doing this for a very long time, and obviously on Twitch, you know, life goes up and down. Some months it's great, some months it's less great. Thank you guys for a fantastic start to 2023. I truly appreciate it. Both players have... by the way, guys, I have a new little model card to open. I have pulled the trigger on myself, and I ordered the George Russell car, because I have decided that I will get a Lewis Hamilton car regardless of the W11 or not. And my little F1 car arrived. So once these games are over, I will open a little miniature F1 car on stream. If you guys are into unboxing, feel free to share the excitement with me. It is the Black Mercedes from the Bahrain Saktia Grand Prix of 20-something, 2021? 2020. Is that the poke? I have no idea what you're talking about, Benny. I'm sorry, mate, I'm lost. Scouting here of Goblin, I want to say he's good, but is it? Yes, that was the one that Chaco won, Bruno. The one time that Russell came in as a substitute and was allowed to touch Lewis, his fine car. So we have a Stargate going up in the side of the main base of Goblin, and Drogo is just going to play the expand game from here on out. Double Stalker into double Sentry. It does feel, you know, guys, I don't know if you guys agree or not, but I suddenly have this feeling like it is the month before the World Championships. Do you guys have this feeling too in the StarCraft 2 scene? I feel like there is drama, there is feistiness, there is discussion. It really does feel that the entire scene is in the mood for IEM Katowice. And that does make me very happy. It's a tournament that I'm really looking forward to. And it feels that the anticipation and the suspense is really building up. In a weird way, it's a fun hype. I agree with that. Alright, we've got 4 Stalkers that are gonna poke. Well, force fields could go down. Yeah, exactly. Goblin, you cannot out-micro a battery, mate. He probably learned that from me, but that's not a good move to learn from me. There are 2 people on this planet that have tried to out-micro the shield battery many, many times. One of them is SKillous, the other one is me. Neither of us really succeeded. It's like it's 6 units against 4, and then there is a battery, and you're like, I'll try anyway. If I hide in your suitcase, we're taking to Katowice. I mean, if you make it all the way from America to the Netherlands, Biomorph, I'm sure that we can arrange that final little journey. But the journey from your house to my house is a lot further than from my place to Katowice. If I want to, I could drive, but it's slightly too long to make it a comfortable drive. If it was like 3 or 4 hours less, then I'd be willing to drive. But and also this time of the year, maybe like it gets a bit slippery on the roads. Yeah, that's the one thing we do miss, yo. I agree with that. Oracle poking in the main base. Goblin is gonna try to maybe out-micro the battery one more time, but he needs to really respect these force fields until his own blink is done. Thank you, Cottage Judo, for forwarding the gifted sub that you received. That's very sweet. 5 Stalkers and 2 Oracles in this main event of the evening. Obviously, guys, an exclamation mark Basilisk in the chat. Nope, that's not what you do. Basilisk. We'll give you guys a link to the Basilisk Twitter. And I've had a couple of people asking me to watch the VODs, because some people that are not subbed are like, Roddy, I can watch back the VOD. All the games are uploaded on Basilisk, their new YouTube channel as well. It's just been live for a couple of weeks. They cut up all the games as well, so you don't have to watch a 4-hour broadcast. You can watch it one series at a time. Obviously, YouTube is available to everyone, and it's always free. And show them some love on Twitter if you want to. But you know what? I have the feeling... No, I can't say it. I can't say it. I have to stop myself. There's too much excitement, guys. Roddy is gonna be a champion, and that's all the excitement that I can handle. Next week, Basilisk Big Brain Bouts will obviously return. Friday the 27th. I think it's gonna be a banger of a broadcast. Well, what is this, by the way? Why are we running into stasis after stasis? If you are not sure if you want to tune in or if you have any plans for next Friday, I think you probably want to be here, guys. I think you probably want to be here. We have a couple of Stalkerinos poking here, sniping a sentry. That's obviously big. Goblin is gonna drop a stasis trap once more. He knows that Drogo apparently likes to walk into them. Drogo's like, not again. Single Stalker this time around. Obviously, all these offensive warpins, that is pretty terrifying. And this means that, oh, Drogo blinks forward as he feels that the Goblin is all over the place. Goblin is trying to bait him into the stasis trap. But Drogo is a veteran. He wasn't born last night. He's not playing that game. And he blinks a single Stalker forward in the end. Activates that stasis trap too. I think overall that all went pretty damn good for that Frenchman. The two Oracles still roaming around looking for some probes. They find one. Oh, this is shaping up to be another pretty nice game between these two. Goblin is going for a much quicker forge. Or excuse me, a charge, rather. Is Roddy the main event? No. Roddy is not that cool. I am definitely down, guys, one of these weeks to play in a BASILISK Big Brain Bouts as the first match. You know, have a little, have somebody else, like maybe if Reynor is available and he has nothing to do and he wants to cast the best of 5. I'm willing to play once, don't get me wrong, but what I love about this event is that it allows me, on behalf of BASILISK, to support a lot of pro gamers that, or like semi-pro gamers, right, part-time pro gamers, that have normally a hard time making money in StarCraft, because StarCraft is one of the hardest games to make money in. Obviously, if you're very good, you're going to be fine, and if you're kind of good, you can be fine too. But for a lot of these guys, even just winning 60 or 70 bucks is not easy. So I don't really want to make this about myself and then take away the opportunity for somebody to win money, right? So I'm willing to play games, but we don't have to do it at the cost of other guys that are around 5.5k or 5.6k MMR and can play a fun best of 5 and win some prize money. Roddy versus Mixu. I'll be dead honest, I don't want to play Mixu. He's good these days. Mixu's too good, man. Way out of my league. Give me someone easy like Pig, you know. Just quoting DeMusliM, guys. Just quoting DeMusliM. That's a DeMusliM quote. That's not a Roddy quote. That's a DeMusliM quote. Roddy versus DeMusliM. That would honestly be good. Right now, that'd be very good. Alright, Drogo has taken out the rocks. Blink and +1 are done for Drogo, and Blink and Charge are done for Gobbus. Gobbus has down in army supply, but obviously with a battery, we could be fine. How many gateways? 8 against 8. If we snipe the Prism, that's big. He wants that Prism. No, he wants to get a couple of shots on Stalkers. The slow Zealot is trailing. This War Prism is very, very important, guys, for Drogo, because he's still on 3 bases. Goblin's going up to 4. If the force fields are good, I think Drogo wins this fight. But how good are these force fields going to be? Drogo's army is big, man. Drogo's army is very, very big. The man has 40 Stalkers. Are you kidding me? Goblin has an overcharge, but Drogo has 40 Stalkers. That is an insane amount. Look at the units lost resource stat. This has been a very, very, very clean game on the side of Drogo, who makes the natural of Goblin his home. There's a couple of Zealots coming in as well, and Goblin is not even going to take this fight, as Drogo simply has way too much and has done a phenomenal job in picking up units one by one. And he takes the 2-1 victory. Or the 2-1 lead, rather. It's not over yet. Alright, what would be a good map for Goblin, guys? I am in charge of picking the maps, apparently, between these two guys. I think Goblin is a Royal Blood kind of guy. Royal Blood. I think that's the name of a map. We already played the biggest map, and it was a disaster. Cyber Forest. Wasn't that like top left, bottom right, 2-player map? That Time and Serral played. Time and Serral at Aces ROG. I think that was Cyber Forest, right? Grass 1. I think Royal Blood is good. It was map 5. Oh, really? Okay, I don't remember that. I don't even know if they would remember that. I remember they played on Automaton. I think that tournament that Goblin defeated Drogo and made it into the top 8 of WCS. I think they played on Automaton. Alright. Game 4. It could be our final game of the night. I hope it's not, obviously. I hope we get one more, because it's been a fun night. And I would like this to continue a little while longer. But if this is the end, then this is the end. And that's okay. I think overall it was a very successful day. And it was a very fun day. And I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Pig is sleeping. Yeah. Obviously, when Pig is sleeping, we can take some jabs at him. Now, Pig is actually very, very good at taking banter. He's actually one of the chillest dudes. Like, I love Piggy. Everybody should love Pig. But Pig is very good at taking banter. He never gets offended at anything. He just laughs and he just sits there and he takes it and then he dishes it out back. Like, Pig is actually a great guy in that regard.
Round 4. Fight.
In the top right side of Royal Blood, we are looking at the main base of the Frenchman that is representing Altar. This is PtitDrogo. One map away from walking away with $150 and winning the main event in his first appearance of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. I actually don't know how many times this man has played in the Big Brain Bouts, but I believe he played a PvP and a PvZ. I think he defeated Young Yakov, but I'm not totally sure. This is our Croatian Protoss representing Platinum Heroes. Down 1-2. It's Goblin. Rather European on the best Canadian Protoss right now. Nep. I guess with Nep you mean Neep. But Neep is not Canadian, mate. Neep is as American as they come. He lives in upstate New York, so very American. The best Canadian Protoss is a battle between Trigger and Disc. And obviously as a proud and very happy member of Basilisk, I'm gonna say Trigger. But Disc is amazing too. And I think that Trigger and Disc are pretty close to each other. But I would go with Trigger. Neeb is from Albany, New York. I know that. Because you know what's very close to Albany? Rotterdam. New York. Very close to Albany. True story. I looked it up on YouTube. I was like, how does Rotterdam, upstate New York looks like? Not much. Rotterdam, the Netherlands is way better. Oh, wow, Goblin is undefeated in the Big Brain Bouts? Okay, so Goblin has won the last 3. I had no idea. Honestly, I had no idea. That's very big, actually. Alright, guys, we've got a couple proxies going on. Let's go ahead and talk about the feisty stuff that's happening here in Game 4. If this game ends, that will be the end of the Big Brain Bouts. But I will open my little model car on stream. So if you guys want to stick around for that, that'd be cool. But if not, it's also good. Proxy Robo. But Drogo, all over it, scouts it. But how does Proxy Robo work out against the third gate being proxied? Okay, Drogo goes for his own defensive Robo. I don't know, man. I feel like the last few times that I was in this spot, the Drogo is in right now, it didn't end well for me. Oh no, he lost high ground. He lost high ground. He lost high ground. Oh, we're defending high ground. We're defending. We're playing the NFL right now. This right here is the end zone. And you got to keep the wide receivers out. And Goblin is doing a pretty good job in keeping the wide receivers out. And here comes Tom Brady with the second final finishing up. Okay, Goblin is going to end up losing one Stalker, but Big Daddy Immortal's here. And Big Daddy Immortal does not mess around. 1 kill, double kill. Triple kill. Let's go. That's very big for Goblin. Yeah, it's so tempting to go for that Proxy Robo. But I have realized in my own games that it's only ever good to fight it if you have like double chrono on your gateway units. Goblin should, I want to say should just YOLO up, but Drogo goes with the sentry. That's pretty smart. I hope for Goblin that he is paying attention to this part. But this is very weird right now, because now there are 2 guys not doing anything. This is a bit of the reverse of game 1, where now Goblin has a bit of a contain on Drogo. But Drogo has a 4 Stalker hit squad, guys. And 4 Stalkers can mean business, but there is energy for recall. There is energy for recall. Maker's Mark, Nani. Just a regular Maker's Mark, nothing too fancy. We recall a Prism with an Immortal and a Stalker inside of it. And now we drop a very random force field. Doesn't do a whole lot. We lose the sentry. Drogo also breaks out of the main base with his own Immortal. And all hell broke loose here, guys. Oh no, I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this is going. There are 2 fights happening right now. We have this fight and we've got this fight. It does feel that Drogo has a few more battle units. Force fields have gone down. But Drogo, his own Immortal, makes it through the gaps. And this looks bad for Gobbus. I think if the force fields were perfect and could have zoned out those units, it would have worked out. No, it's not really working out. Goblin needs a couple of batteries in his natural. Man, I feel like he does not know about this gate. Goblin is praying right now that Drogo won't attack him, but Drogo is attacking him. Nice hot pickup there though, but without a battery it's going to be so hard to keep this Nexus alive. Love that Shade of the Adepts. Love the Shade of the Adepts. Will he let it finish up? No, he cancels it, but he did force in a defensive warp in. Goblin is trying to do whatever he can, but I think Drogo is going to make some history here in the Big Brain Bouts. All that practice against the insane AIs does not seem to be paying off here for Goblin, who had a great record in the Big Brain Bouts up to this point. Defeated Young Jacob, defeated Disc, and he also defeated Mana. But it seems that defeating Drogo is maybe too much, or that's some great micro, to be honest. And Drogo is also expanding. And we have a Stargate. I don't know what the Stargate is about. Phoenix, maybe? No, Nani. I absolutely hate it. I like almost everything, but that one I absolutely hate. Yeah, this was very, very good defense by Gobbis. But we're not done yet. As Coco once upon a time said, the second wave is coming. Now this right here, my friends, is what Goblin would call a negative IQ oracle. So this is not me calling it that, before you guys get offended. Goblin has described these kinds of oracles as negative IQ oracles, because they make absolutely zero fucking sense. We're 7 minutes into a game, we have opened up with Robo and Gateway units, and suddenly we have an oracle. But the oracle is going to reveal itself, so it won't really do a whole lot. Well, did it reveal itself though? And now we have a Phoenix as well to deal with the War Prism. I have no idea what I'm watching. It's a clown fiesta of a PvP between Goblin and Drogo. We're all over the place. Couple of adepts in the natural, fighting a few probes. The last two series, guys, they've been good. Obviously, I do feel that this is looking better and better for Drogo. We have 2 Stalkers warped in the main base. This Oracle is living up to its name. Goblin, his undefeated record in the Big Brain Bouts on the line here. It's looking very, very dire. He needs a minor miracle. Oh, killing the War Prism. Do we have energy for recall? Yes, we do. He could recall, and he does recall. Well done. I know I should technically not do this, right? Click to the other side of the map. Too much camera jumping, but I was just curious. You don't know, you feel like Goblin takes this one. I hope you're right. But right now it does not look like it. Goblin needs to pull off something very, very special to still win this game. Activate Spulsar Beam, kills a couple probes. Might be a start. He needs to make sure that the adepts do not shed into waves. Like, there is a chance. This is the very slim chance. As a wise man once said, slim to none. I don't know if you guys know what that's all about. Winning the lottery. Couple forces go down. Overcharge, overcharge, overcharge. Phoenix is very good against sentries and adepts, by the way. We have overcharge. This is a pretty good start. Drogo wasn't born last night. He is not going to take the entire fight in the range of shield battery overcharge. Well, stasis trap. Could create some magic. Goblin tried to lift that adept. Good job by Drogo letting that adept shade finish off. Where's the War Prism? Where is the War Prism? It's there, but it didn't pick up the Immortal. I was blind. It was blocked by something. Drogo drops a couple of force fields, and I think that this army, guys, is truly unstoppable. Goblin had a perfect 3-0 record in the Big Brain Bouts, but tonight it belongs to the veteran. The man who won the DreamHack StarCraft 2 Masters of 2016 in Leipzig. And he's showing us that he still got it. For the first time, making an appearance on the Friday night. PtitDrogo gets a 3-1 victory over Goblin. Especially, I think that first game was a very, very good one. I think overall we had a great night of games. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully the players enjoyed it as well. Obviously, shout out to Gobbis and Drogo, Nina and Radata, Soon and Aristori, and Holden and Disrespect. Those were the 8 players that we had tonight. GG's, matey. Thank you, mate. Was fun. Drogo's happy. He's pumped. He says, I'm winning coin flip. Fuckers. Just like 10 of you guys won the coin flip right now in the chat. That is once more, our Basilisk Research Group gifting us 10 more subs to wrap up this Friday night of StarCraft 2 video games. And I know I've teased it already a little bit, guys, but there is some stuff coming. I teased it a lot, actually. I cannot stop teasing. I'm sorry. I'm just a tease. What can I say? I am a tease. Next Friday, you guys want to be here. That's all I can say right now. Next Friday, you guys want to be here, because I have the feeling that next Big Brain Bouts is going to be pretty special. But I'm not sure if that's how it all plays out, but I think it will be. Anyway, a big shout out to Basilisk, obviously, for making this edition of the Big Brain Bouts possible. If you guys want to give them some love, !Basilisk in the chat, or go ahead and just hop over to their Twitter, !Basilisk_GG. I see some of you guys did that today. That's awesome. You guys can always like a post, retweet a post, and tell them that you appreciate what they are doing for StarCraft 2 at the moment and all the StarCraft 2 pro gamers.